Hello, how's everybody doing? I wanted to talk about really getting better in the guitar on the guitar, I should say. I was reading a book. I think Jim Collins wrote it. It's called Good to Great. It's a business book, and the book talks about what makes a company tick and how a good company like General Electric went from being very good to great. And so I started kind of trying to extrapolate from that from a guitarist standpoint. How do you get better on the guitar and some of the things that you should be doing, or these are just really my thoughts on that. One of the first things that I wanted to talk about was what I would call mindset or willingness to learn. You can never go from point A to point B or from this level to that level without first having that mindset that you do want to get better. So that has to come from a realization. If you're playing the guitar, if you're playing any other instrument, and you get stuck in a rut where basically you're playing the same things over and over again. Sometimes it's pretty obvious, but some people fight that. They just reside in their comfort zone. So it always first starts with your mindset, the mindset that whatever I'm working on, I need to improve on it. So that's the first thing, willingness to learn things. After mindset, for me, getting better on the instrument is, I call it difference. And by difference, I mean that we all have our comfort zone, whether you're just a jazz guitarist or a rock guitarist, and things of that nature. And quite often, you listen to the same type of music, you play the same type of things. And one of the things that I'm trying to do is actually branch out. So if you've been watching this channel, you've seen me explore. I went from a Hendrickson Bud to a tube amp, the trying various pedals, and so on and so forth. And those are just explorations. That's the basic aim for me. It's just I want to hear something different, because what happens is that when you play something different, or when you listen to something different, then you go back and try to explore that on the guitar. And then you go back to whatever the original things or your original style, you pick up something from that. So sameness and being the same thing and doing the same thing over and over again, and not branching out, you're not going to get better for the most part. And then, ironically enough, what you find out is that in terms of us labeling people as jazz guitarists or rock guitarists or classical guitarists or classical musicians versus jazz musicians, you find out that the really great musicians branched out and they listened to different types of music. So that was very, very important to them. The third one I wanted to talk about or touch upon briefly is technique. You do have to improve your technique. Don't let anybody kid you. Again, we're not going to be Van Halen. If we're rock players, we're not all going to have that skill set. We're not going to have lightning speed of George Benson. We're not going to all have that technique, but we do have to work on our technique, constantly work at it to make sure that it doesn't go away. There's some things I was able to do a month ago, some songs, some repertoire that I can't do. So I have to constantly keep practicing, practicing, practicing. So those are my three takeaways of, for me, how to get from good to great or from okay to better. Just how to improve your mindset, the aspect of differences and embracing that. And the third one is always working on your technique constantly. All right, then. Thank you for watching.